Cuddly Pets now presents to you the 10 rarest birds in the world, and here are the list.
10. Golden pheasant, Chrysalopus pictus. You might have seen these pheasants at the zoo, but those are actually hybrids. The real golden pheasants are native to the western forests of China. Named after their golden crests, we are wowed by the male's colorful body. They can grow up to 41 inches long and the tail is 2/3 the length of the entire body. Golden pheasants are really hard to find and there is little known about them as they are seldom seen in their natural habitat. There are only about 1,000 to 2,000 of these beautiful birds left. 9. Cebu flower pecker, Diceum quadricolor. Found only in the Cebu Islands in the Philippines, these birds were thought to be extinct due to the disappearance of their habitat. But in 1992 they popped up again in a small limestone forest in the central Cebu protected landscape. Their name, quadricolor, refers to the 4 colors of the male's plumage: blue, red, white and yellow. Cebu flower peckers are frugivorous, which means they eat only fruit and seeds. There are only 105 Cebu flower peckers in the world. A great effort is now made to conserve them. 8. New Caledonian OWLET-NIGHTJAR, Egotheos savasi. Also known as the enigmatic OWLET-NIGHTJAR, this is one of the most mysterious of all the rare birds on the list. Bigger than the Australian OWLET-NIGHTJAR, it was second in size only to the New Zealand OWLET-NIGHTJAR, which is now extinct. The New Caledonian OWLET-NIGHTJAR is black with grey stripes with a long slightly rounded tail, short, rounded wings, and long, stout legs, showing that it is a ground feeder. Its voice is unknown, but it is assumed it makes similar sounds to other OWLET-NIGHTJARs, whistles and prolonged trilling sounds. Less than 50 New Caledonian OWLET-NIGHTJARs are left and no conservation efforts have been made to conserve this species. 7. Imperial Amazon, Amazona imperialis. The Dominican Republic's imperial Amazon, locally known as the Cicero, is endemic to this Caribbean island and is its national bird. The species is critically endangered. In 2019, it was estimated there were only about 50 mature individuals left in the wild, down from a previous count of hundreds. The reason for this was twofold: a serious loss of natural habitat and, to make things worse, Hurricane Maria. Imperial Amazons are about 19 inches long, weighing about 23 ounces, females, or 32 ounces, males. Rather big for a parrot. As they are very shy, they travel in groups of 3 at most. Sometimes they feel comfortable enough to flock together with red-necked Amazons. They are good climbers and strong flyers with powerful wings. They prefer to perch on the tops of trees. They are good climbers and strong flyers with powerful wings. They prefer to perch on the tops of trees. They are difficult to detect, as they are well camouflaged by their plumage. 6. Blue-eyed ground dove, Columbina cyanopes. These lovelies are the rarest and most endangered doves in the world, found in the Cerrado region of Brazil. For 75 years they were thought to be extinct, until 12 of the species were happily rediscovered in 2015. Named for their shimmering blue eyes which match the spots on their wings, the azure blue is a striking contrast to the rest of their mud-brownish red plumage. 5. Kakapo, Strigops habruptilis. The kakapo is a nocturnal, flightless parrot endemic to New Zealand with no close relatives at all. This odd-looking yet sweet bird is critically endangered. Kakapos are loners who never leave their territory but stay in the same range for most of their life. They nibble seeds, plants and various fruit from the ground, though they can climb high into trees. They like to leap from trees and flap their flightless wings, but at best, manage a comical yet controlled plummet. Before man arrived on the islands of New Zealand, this bird was very common throughout all the forests, but when humans and other predatory mammals arrived, their numbers dropped dramatically. By the 1990s, there were only 50 left and now none can be found in the wild, but in conservation parks where much effort is being invested to bring their numbers up again. 4. Rufous-headed hornbill, Rhabdotyrhinus waldeni. Native to the Philippines, the rufous-headed hornbill is one of the most endangered of its species. They sport a bony casque which sticks out from the top of their wrinkly red-orangey bills. The bill may seem strong, but it is actually structurally thin with hollow bone cells. Rufous-headed hornbills have an interesting way of protecting their little ones. Both mama and papa use saliva and mud to build a wall across the entrance to a tree cavity, essentially sealing the female and eggs inside. They leave a small hole at the top through which the male can pass food. And if that isn't enough, the parents are extremely territorial when defending the nest. The rufous-headed hornbill is now extinct on some of the Philippine islands due to severe deforestation, in addition to hunting and nest poaching. However, great conservation effort is being made to save them, mainly by guarding their nests. Optimistically, their numbers seem to be back on the rise. 3. New Zealand rock wren, Xenocus gulgiventris. As one hears from the name, the New Zealand rock wren is endemic to the South Island of New Zealand. Its Maori name, Piwawau, means little complaining bird in Matuatui, which means twitch, after its bobbing motion. The New Zealand rock wren is not the best flyer. It can hardly manage more than 7 feet off the ground or distances of more than 100 feet. They hop and run in a very unusual way as they bob their heads and flick their wings. They have long stout legs, making them good rock climbers. They can survive in high altitudes, with snow year-round, up to a height of 1,000 feet. Rock wrens eat mainly invertebrates from the ground, as well as berries, seeds and nectar from flax flowers. The New Zealand rock wren population decreased dramatically almost by 50% between 1985 to 2005. The remaining survivors were removed to the southern tip of the southern island for conservation, closely monitored and kept away from their main predators, stoats and rats. 2. STRESEMANN'S bristlefrond, Marilaxus stresemanni. The STRESEMANN'S bristlefrond is one of the rarest birds on Earth, so rare that there is only one left. Researchers thought all was lost until in December 2018 in Brazil, one bristlefrond was spotted. You would think this would have brought hope for the species, but unfortunately, due to the loss of most of their habitat in the Atlantic forests of the Americas, the chances are pretty slim. The Atlantic forest has been reduced to less than 8% of what it was, and as a result, many species have become completely extinct. The STRESEMANN'S bristlefrond is an unusual species. These long-tailed burrow nesters from the Rhinocryptidae family get their name from the feathers on their heads. They are almost 8 inches long. The male is charcoal gray and the female a reddish cinnamon brown. 1. South Philippine dwarf kingfisher, Sphinx melanurus. For the first time in 130 years, this Philippine-based bird has been spotted, and for the first time ever, photographed and exposed to the world. One of the most unpredictable flyers, this cute little species managed to evade us since 1890. The South Philippine dwarf kingfisher has a stunningly colored plumage with a kaleidoscope of metallic lilac, orange, and bright blue spots. They breed and roost in tropical or subtropical habitats such as moist lowland forests. Their numbers are endangered to habitat loss. The scientist Miguel David de Leon as well as the rest of his team have dedicated their careers to studying, documenting and ensuring this sweet bird's conservation.
Surprisingly, some of the rarest birds can only be found in the Philippines. The next time you go bird hunting, you must consider letting go of these nearly extinct and rarest birds. Please, subscribe, like, share and follow. Thank you for watching.